My name's Barbara Slaughter, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Socialist Equality Party and the World Socialist website, WSWS. I'm an old lady, clearly. I fought for socialism all my life. I think it's great that we see these young people speaking in the way that they have done today. But I want to say just a few words, if I may. The protests in the US, all over the US, have proved that millions of American workers and youth reject the anti-Muslim chauvinism and militarism of Donald Trump and his supporters. Woo! Trump's cabinet is a collection of multi-billionaires and millionaires, a government of the rich, by the rich and for the rich. Trump's slogan of "Make America Great Again" means the abolition of all the social and democratic rights won by the American working class over generations of struggle. Its aim is to attack all working people, black, white, immigrant and native born. And by America First, he aims to impose the global interests of the US as ruthlessly as possible. This is the man who Theresa May praised as a defender of democratic values when she visited Washington a few days ago. A man who promotes torture and who threatens the whole world with trade war and the danger of a third world war. The response of the European ruling class, as it says in our leaflet that we've been handing out, is to strengthen its military and police forces in preparation for conflict with Washington and also conflict with its own working class. But why has America come to this? Trump cynically exploited the desperation of millions of Americans in the devastated international industrial towns and rural areas for 8 years of President Obama, the man who claimed to be the candidate of hope and change, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, but when he came to power carried out all George Bush's wars and started a few of his own. During those 8 years, it was the greatest ever transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. Obama deported more immigrants and persecuted more whistleblowers than all other presidents. His policies have paved the way for Trump, the most right-wing administration in history. Trump's right-wing and military policies do not merely express an individual brutality of him as a president, but it's the program of the whole oligarchy. The fight of the American working class and youth is our fight. The rich have always sought to divide the working class on ethnic, linguistic and religious grounds. And it is only through the unity of race and the workers of every race and nationality that the working class has ever made any gains. In every country, working people are being made to pay for the crisis. In every country, cuts in education, healthcare and social services are being forced through. In Britain, this was begun by the Labour government under Blair, which introduced student fees, cuts in social services and took Britain to war in Iraq on the basis of a lie. The Labour Party has not changed. Jeremy Corbyn was voted into leadership because he pledged to oppose austerity and war. But since then he has betrayed the people who voted for him. He has instructed Labour councils to impose austerity cuts demanded by the government. He has come out in favour of a two-tip... I've got this bit.
Yeah, let her finish! Let her finish! Let her finish!
I've got a few
Let her finish!
sentences. He has allowed a free vote on the bombing of Syria and did nothing when 66 Labour MPs voted in favour. And since then, the RAF have carried out over 1,000 airstrikes over Iraq and Syria. Anybody who says that just by putting pressure on the Labour Party or the trade unions can make a change is wrong. Look at Egypt. Look at what happened in Egypt, where in fact a military government has been, and actually look at the demonstrations that took place against the Iraq war in 2003. Millions were on the streets all over the world, but the war still went on. To build a genuine opposition to war, racism, xenophobia and the attacks on immigrants, the working class must break from the Labour Party and all the groups that sow illusions in it. We have to build a powerful international socialist movement that will put an end to war, inequality and the attacks on democratic rights. 2017 is the centenary year of the Russian Revolution. We have to learn the lessons of history, why that revolution took place and how it was betrayed. Come to the meeting of the Socialist Equality Party on the 4th of March in Woodhouse Community Centre at 1 p.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So another thing I said earlier on, you need to hear different people's views regardless of anything. You don't need to agree with everything, but you need to give people different platforms. You do not need to agree with every policy. You don't even need to agree with what I'm saying. But listen, we can't push everybody into right and left straight away and then dismiss them. Okay? So I might not agree with all that policies, but I do celebrate the fact she has a voice. And you guys wanted to hear that voice. So, and this conference, well, this protest, we're making sure every voice is heard. Is Richard here now?
You need to point the speaker that way because no one over there can hear it.
Oh, you need to point the speakers that way. And then you get the feedback.
I know you need to point it towards